Ready to go into the Minnesota State Fair? Second largest state fair in the country.
와, 사람들 진짜 많죠. 와. So we have 250,000 subscribers, right?
If this is approximately 140K, that means almost double
Yeah.
this amount actually follow us.
Yeah.
That's insane and so scary. Terrifying, actually.
평소에는 지각하지 못하고 있다가 가끔 저희 구독자가 25, 6만 명이 된다고 생각하면은 밤에 막 잠에서 깨요. 깜짝 놀라서.
I don't know where we are. So, which direction? Straight?
Yeah.
Left?
Yeah.
Straight?
Just go anywhere. Just follow the current.
The current is combining.
미국은 50개 주가 있잖아요. 그 주 하나하나가 그냥 하나의 국가라고 생각하시면 돼요. 그래서 주마다 이렇게 스테이트 페어라고 1년에 한 번씩 한 일주일, 2주일에 걸쳐서 행사를 해요. 지금 그 현장에 온 거예요. 미국에서는 이렇게 사람들 많은 거 보기 굉장히 힘들거든요. 그래서 되게 신기해요. 여기는 이렇게 놀이공원이 있고, 그리고 이렇게 다양한 길거리 음식들이 있고, 그리고 이렇게 상점들도 굉장히 많아요. 미국은 학교가 9월에 보통 시작하거든요. 그래서 애들이 학교에 돌아가기 전에 마지막 여름방학을 이런 데서 불태우는 거예요.
I don't know if you know this, Jin, but so many Minnesotans wait the entire year just for the state fair, and there are some that come here literally as soon as it opens at like 7 in the morning. They stay all day, and then they come back every single day for the entire time that the state fair is going on. Some people just live for the state fair, and that's because first, you get to see so many people. You might run into your neighbors, your best friends, people you knew from high school. But you can also try a bunch of foods that you have maybe never tried before. You can see performances, see animals, just have a lot of fun experiences that you can't have any other time of the year. So let's see what the Minnesota State Fair has to offer us this year. We're somehow in the like agriculture and like animal area, so kind of want to head into this building behind us, which has a bunch of horses. Let's go.
Let's go. 미국은 당장 사기맵이라 낙농업이 굉장히 잘 발달되어 있잖아요. 그래서 미국에서는 되게 낙농의 자부심이 굉장히 강해요. 이렇게 잘 키워가지고 상을 탔대요. 말 되게 예쁘게 생겼죠. 와, 진짜 잘생겼다. Like, no offense, he has better hair than you. Just kidding. 와, 머릿결이 진짜 장난 아니다. 샴푸 못 쓰지? 와, 여기 소들이 이렇게 누워 있어요.
I think a unique culture in the US is we have a program called 4-H, and I didn't know until recently just how valuable that is for many students and families, because these kids will raise livestock and then eventually sell the livestock, and that gives them enough money to actually go to college. Or maybe I heard a story recently of a woman paying for her wedding by selling her livestock. So that's amazing. You grow a special bond with your animal, you take care of it, you raise it, you learn everything about managing your livestock, and then eventually you sell it. Oh, so sad. But again, a great opportunity.
엉덩이 되게 만지고 싶은데 만지면 걷어 차일 것 같아요. It's like so muscular.
Yeah.
Look at those asses.
Speak nicely about the cow.
몰래 한 대 툭 치고 도망가고 싶은데 쫓겨날 것 같아요.
Look at that one.
뭔가 그 영화나 만화에서 나올 것 같이 생긴 아주 예쁜 소들.
It's so fluffy. Cute.
진짜 미국에서는 소팔자가 상팔자예요. 아늑한 침대에 누워가지고 먹고 자고 싸고, 이렇게 소들이 건초에 누워서 편하게 먹고 싸고 자고 하는 거 보니까 갑자기 생각났는데, 미국에서 어르신들이 가끔 잠자러 갈 때 I'm gonna hit the hay라고 그러거든요. 이게 무슨 뜻이냐면은 옛날에는 침대 매트리스가 건초였대요. 자기 전에 이렇게 건초를 두들겨가지고 평탄화하는 작업을 했다고 그래서 아직까지도 어르신들이 잠자러 가야 할 때 빨리 가서 건초 치러 가야 돼 라고 한다고 하더라고요.
These needs a shot of muscle to be competitive with the things that upper in the ground. Really, again, a good set of crosses. Let's give them a nice round of applause.
한국에서는 어린이들이 국영수 위주로 선행학습을 하잖아요. 근데 미국에서는 부모님이 낙농업을 하시면은 소, 돼지, 닭 위주로 선행학습을 하는 것 같아요.
Following class.
여기 이렇게 돼지들이 저희 집 고양이가 집에서 편하게 쉴 때처럼 이렇게 누워있네요. 귀엽다.
It's 한돈, right?
네.
It looks
진짜
like it.
한돈처럼 생겼다.
Look at how cute. 너무 귀여워. 안녕. 한돈. So far, since we've come here, we've run into a number of subscribers. So nice to meet you guys. We even just met a guy who said, "Oh, thank you so much for introducing so much good information about Minnesota." So I feel honored. Wow, I didn't know that we were that informational, but thank you.
So many people ask to take pictures with them.
If we look bad, I'm so sorry. I'm super sweaty right now.
Today's free, but the next time is $5.
He's joking. Gosh. Oh, don't trust Jin. Thank you so much.
한국에는 무한리필 삼겹살 돼지갈비 있잖아요. 미네소타에는 all you can drink 무제한 우유가 있어요.
As a lactose intolerant individual, I will be abstaining from this.
Oh, I think they just squeezed it from there. Just kidding.
You got the chocolate one. As long as you hold on to the cup, you can come back and get more milk anytime.
It's cheaper than water.
Yeah, that's true actually. And I guess there's more vitamins, minerals, and protein, so.
한 잔 더 마시도록 하겠습니다. Thank you. 가자, I refilled.
Your second glass. It's supposed to be nice today, only 70 degrees, but in the sun and around all these people, it's so hot. This is so refreshing, unlike your milk, your unlimited milk that you got because you're a psychopath.
지금 인파가 너무 미쳐가지고 사람들이 움직이지를 못해요. 다 정체됐어요. 여기서 한 10%만 더 많으면 압사 사고 일어나겠어요. 이제 저희는 미네소타 사람들이 자기가 한 해 동안 키운 농작물을 자랑하는 곳에 왔어요. 한국 사람들은 판다 보려고 줄 서잖아요. 근데 미국 사람들은 올해 키운 호박 중에 제일 큰 거 그거 보려고 줄 서 있어요. 와, 진짜 크다. 미국 사람들이 누가 크게 키웠나 이렇게 자랑하는 곳이에요.
They don't look real.
웨이보다 훨씬 크다. 그리고 이게 올해 수확한 양파 중에 제일 큰 거래요. 와, 진짜 크다. 와, 미국은 진짜 방장 사기맵이라 토양도 좋은데 이렇게 잘 키우려고 노력도 열심히 하네요.
These look like the peppers Koreans eat.
한국 오이고추가 있네. Ray, I forgot to bring 쌈장.
하하.
여기 쌈장 하나 들고 오면은 진짜 밥 한 공기 뚝딱 하겠다. Hey, we should submit our catnip that we grow.
Seriously, because I think we'd win. No one else is growing that in Minnesota. Oh my gosh. And ours are huge, like bigger than Jin's head.
참고로 미네소타 사람들은 피클이라면 환장을 하거든요. 그래서 지금 이거 먹으려고 줄을 진짜 농담 아니라 양옆으로 엄청 섰어요. 저 끝에 보이시나요? 저 대충 한 200~300명은 돼 보이는데 저기까지 섰어요. 이 피클 피자 하나 사 먹으려고. 이게 올해 그 스테이트 페어에서 굉장히 인기 있는 음식이라고 하더라고요. 돈을 쓸어 담네요, 진짜. I think the business owner, they don't have to work.
Yeah, they make all their money.
355 days a year.
Yeah.
They only have to work 10 days a year.
Yeah.
But can I take a photo of you?
Yeah, of course.
My sister, we follow you on YouTube. So.
Oh, really? Oh, that's so sweet. That's
Sorry.
amazing.
It's okay.
Oh my gosh, so nice to meet you. Have a great time at the fair.
Thank you as well.
Thanks. Something I think is so cool is when we first came to Minnesota, if someone recognized us, they were always nervous and they'd be like, are you Ray and Jin? But today, everyone just says, oh, Ray and Jin, can I have a photo with you? So I feel like, wow, I didn't know that people actually knew us. It feels like I'm just a normal person. That's why I feel so not like it's my real life. I don't know how to explain it. How do just random people know me?
이번 행사에서 또 유행하는 도넛이 있는데 줄을 보세요, 줄. 저 끝까지 있어요. 사람들이 별거 아닌 거에 줄을 서네요.
I'm so sad because I want a donut, but
You want donut?
I don't want to wait in the line. It's okay. I'll just get really skinny today, walking around and not eating anything. So sad. The only places with short lines are the ones that aren't
That
popular.
looks so good. You gotta go closer.
I know. I saw everyone posting about it.
솔직히 맛있어 보이긴 하네요. 근데 이걸 한 최소 한두 시간은 기다려야 될 것 같은데 먹을 가치가 있나?
Also, what I think is interesting is in Korea, if you go to a place like Gwangjang Shijang, they only accept cash usually. And what's the reason?
Probably tax.
Exactly. A lot of places here are also cash only. However, they have auditors that come by every like hour or so to ensure that their sales match
Yeah.
the cash that they're reporting. So everything stays like good.
미국도 요새 입대하는 사람이 너무 줄어가지고 이렇게 미국에서 큰 행사 오면은 무조건 이렇게 군인들이 와가지고 이렇게 사람들한테 꼬셔요. 군대 입대하라고. 그래서 이렇게 힘자랑할 수 있는 곳도 있어요. 레이가 해본대요. 레이, let's go.
Should I try?
Yeah.
I haven't deadlifted in a long time. Oh, they're gonna try. I'll try after that. Can I try?
Yeah, please.
Let's see if I still got this.
What's the weight?
225?
240.
240?
240?
Deadlifted before, right?
Yes. I used to be a weightlifter. I haven't done it in like 2 years, so I might rip my
Don't get hurt.
Hopefully not.
Ah, here you go. Too easy.
와.
Whew. I knew I could still do it. Whew. Oh, you make it look too easy. Not fair.
Good job.
Wow, I'm proud of myself. I don't know if that guy says it to everyone or if it was just to me, but before I deadlifted, he was like, do you know how to deadlift? As if I wasn't a weightlifter for like over 6 years. Can you check if I rip my jeans?
No, it's fine.
Okay, I had a sincere fear that deadlifting might equal ripping my jeans, and then who knows who we might meet, and then I would just have to be so ashamed for the rest of the day. Whew.
세계 최강 미군의 차량에 올라왔습니다.
Wow. Here, I'm gonna pass it to you. You can give us a tour.
세계 최강 미군이 사용하는 이렇게, 차량에 탑승했는데 그 승차감은 세계 최강이 아니네요. 너무 불편해요. 너무 좁아요. 근데 되게 안전해요. 와, 유리창 두께 막 이만하고 또 시야도 좁아요. 안 보여요.
You don't know this, or maybe I told you, but my dream when I was young was to join the army. Maybe I should consider.
제가 통신비행에 있어서 이런 거 많이 만졌는데 똑같이 생겼네요, 거의. 한국이랑 똑같아요. 페인트도 똑같은 거 쓰는 것 같아요.
Oh my god, I'm too old for this. Thank you so much. Yes, please. You picked some really interesting ones. It's like purple.
제가 지금 레이보다 좀 아래에 있는데 지금 의자가 너무 낮아서 그래요. 미국은 진짜 맥주 천국이거든요. 그래서 크래프트 맥주 좋아하시는 분들은 미국 맥주 한번 드셔보세요. 진짜 맛있어요.
What is that one?
It's a pistachio. 프리미엄.
Smells terrible. Oh my god.
레이는 맥주 별로 안 좋아하거든요.
Ooh, automatic no. Ooh.
Next one.
It's torture.
This is sour beer. Pineapple probably.
Why does it taste like that? That one tastes like farts. I hated this one. Really hated this one. This one's tolerable. This one is okay until you have the aftertaste. Nope, I'm okay. I wasn't born to drink beer. That's fine. I'm having a hard time taking you seriously when you look so little. You look so uncomfortable like that. Are you okay?
Look at this.
Thank you for taking the broken chair.
I feel like I'm sitting on a toilet. It's just empty in the middle. 그리고 이 페어에서 또 유명한 게 이 쿠키인데 줄 선 것 좀 보세요. 와, 진짜 쿠키 못 먹어서 사달이 난 사람들인 것 같아요. 쿠키 양도 엄청 많아요. 와, 양 진짜 많다. 와,
I want that. But we can't finish it, so.
양이 엄청 많아요. 먹고 죽으라는 건가? 와. 저도 왠지는 모르겠는데 미네소타 사람들은 피클에 이렇게 환장을 해요. Why?
I have zero idea. In fact, I hated pickles until like 6 months ago. So, but now I'm craving them every day. We've passed like 50 different pickle items
Yeah.
at the fair. I want all of them, especially the pickle pizza.
피클 피자, 피클 튀김, 그냥 생 피클, 그냥 뭐 별의별 걸 다 있어요. 어우.
It's everywhere. I need at least one pickle before we leave.
저희는 지금 피클집 앞에 왔는데요. 미네소타 페어는 테마가 피클이랑 그리고 옥수수예요.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
Hi.
Last time we came to the fair, we got the fried pickle, and I did not like it. But like I mentioned before, something about pickles these days, I've really become quite fond of them. So let's try. Here, you guys eat first.
미국 사람들은 별의별 걸 다 튀겨 먹어요. 아이스크림 튀김도 있다니까요, 미국엔.
I get the hype. I don't know what was wrong with me last time.
그리고 미국 피클은 이렇게 커요. 와, 진짜 크다.
I can't believe we wanted both. It's a lot of pickle.
So pickly.
Here, you want the fried pickle?
This is what we're about to move into here pretty quick.
Good, right?
맛있다.
With ranch. How do you do it that way? You would set me up to fail, man. Wow. This is a classic. Gotta get it.
미네소타 사람들 보면은 피클에 환장한 사람들 같아요. 아, 줄 서서 피클을 사 먹을 줄이야. 분위기가 딱 영화에서 보던 축제 분위기죠. 제가 군대에 전역하고 잠깐 캐리비안 베이에서 알바를 했었거든요. 그 입장 제한 걸렸을 때 느낌이랑 똑같은 것 같아요. 그때 한 2만 명인가 3만 명인가의 입장 제한을 걸었던 것 같은데 캐리비안 베이에서 여기는 가장 많이 왔을 때가 14만 명이 한 번에 들어왔다고 하니까 에버랜드는 이거에 비하면 양반이네요. 거기는 입장 제한이라도 하지. 미국에서 두 번째로 큰 페어라고 불릴만 하네요. 이거 뭐 돌아다니지 못하겠네. 여기 또 페어에서 유명한 음식 중 하나인 그 구운 옥수수를 파는 곳인데 줄이 너무 길어가지고 못 먹을 것 같아요. 옥수수 뭐 다 아는 맛이니까 그냥 패스하도록 하겠습니다. 그리고 이 페어에서 가장 유명한 음식 중 하나인 프렌치 프라이를 먹으려고 그러는데 와, 줄이 미쳤어요. 도대체 얼마나 맛있으면 이렇게 많은 사람들이 줄 서서 기다리는지 궁금하니까 맛을 한번 봐보도록 하겠습니다. 와, 감자튀김 양 좀 보세요. 엄청나요. 와, 저희는 그 큰 거는 필요 없어가지고 저 중간 사이즈 시키려고요. 가격이 작은 건 8불, 중간 건 9.5불, 큰 건 15불인데 이 사람들 입장에서는 50센트, 60센트, 70센트일 거예요. 이거 만드는데 9.5불 내길 바래서 이렇게 가격을 이렇게 책정한 것 같아요. 마케팅 스킴이에요.
It's a marketing scheme.
Yeah. But if they want us to pay to $9.50, let's pay them. 전 세계에서 가장 잘 나가는 감자튀김집일 거예요, 아마 여기. 너무 잘 팔린다. 여기 팁도 달라고 그래요. 진짜 양심 종범.
We waited so long for these fries. They better be good.
얼마나 맛있으면은 고객을 20-30분씩이나 기다리게 하고 그리고 팁까지 요구하는지 모르겠지만 한번 먹어보겠습니다.
Smell it.
감자튀김 냄새.
Was it worth the money?
It's really fresh. It's good. It's good. 맛은 진짜 있네요. 근데 막 200% 맛있는 건 아니고 110% 정도 맛있어요.
I mean, the thing is, they're just fries. But tasty. I don't eat food like this usually, so. And everyone knows you have to get these fries if you come to the state fair.
감자튀김 맛있게 먹는 레이. 제가 미국에서 고등학교를 몇 년 다녔거든요. 근데 좀 놀랐던 게 학교 급식으로 감자튀김이랑 샌드위치랑 뭐 피자 뭐 이런 거 나왔던 기억이 있는데 어떤 애들은 그냥 감자튀김만 먹어요, 점심으로. 그리고 그게 다예요, 끝. 그래서 그거 보고 좀 문화 충격을 받았어요.
There's a huge difference between states because in Minnesota, my whole life, for example, in schools we didn't have soda vending machines, and you always had to offer healthy lunch options. Yes, you could get like burgers or fries, but you had to also offer good things. And these days in Minnesota, kids all get free lunch, which would have been nice for me because I literally starved. I didn't have money for food, and they would deny you meals at school if you couldn't pay for them. So I didn't eat at school, but these days all kids get meals, and they're healthy meals. That would have been like such a game changer for me when I was in school. I would have been able to focus on studying instead of focusing on my stomach growling. Like, seriously, I'm not kidding. Do you know I used to eat, like, my friends would give me gum?
Yeah.
I would swallow the gum to fill my stomach. Or I'd like mush a piece of bread and put it in my locker, and I would just take like a little nibble. And also the teachers were so mean. If I tried to eat, like if my friends ate pizza and left the crust, I'd be like, you're not gonna eat your crust, can I eat it? If I reached onto their tray, teachers would be like, you can't eat somebody else's lunch. So I just often didn't get anything.
Didn't they say like they offered like a free lunch for poor people, but they branded you?
Yeah, so like in my school, if you were a free lunch recipient, you had to carry like this giant sheet of brightly colored paper in the lunch line, so then everybody would know that you're poor and suffering. So I didn't do it. Because I think in Minnesota, the way it used to work back in the day is if kids didn't have cash to pay for their lunch, they could like kind of like charge it to their student account. And if your student account became past due, then you could pick out your meal at the lunch line, but then when you got to the counter to pay, if your balance was overdue, they'd be like, oh, sorry, you can't have lunch today, and they'd literally take your tray from you. It was like pretty cruel, actually. People say, oh, Americans don't eat rice. I ate rice.
Why?
Rice was the cheapest grain. So what I would do is I'd find quarters on the ground and save up enough for $1 or $2, and then I'd walk to the grocery store and buy a bag of rice, and then I would cook 1 cup of rice and split it with my brother. Actually, you know what was even worse? I'm thinking about this now. My best friend, when I was young, she came from an upper class family, so I would go to her house most weekends, and the reason I wanted to go there is because her mom would always make us food, but my friend didn't want to eat. So her mom would be like, are you guys hungry? Can I make you something? And in my mind, I'm like, yes. But I was polite, so I would just look at her, and then she'd be like, I'm not hungry. And then we wouldn't eat. So I was already hungry, and then I shouldn't have ever expected any food at my friend's parents' house. But I would like stay there for the whole weekend and not eat.
그래서 레이가 이렇게 불우한 가정 환경 속에서도 대학교까지 졸업하고 이렇게 엇나가지 않고 잘 클 수 있었던 게 진짜 기적이에요, 진짜. 실내로 들어오니까 뭔가 남대문 광장시장처럼 이렇게 미네소타에서 사업하시는 분들이 이렇게 자기의 사업을 홍보하고 있어요. 그래서 저희도 만약 미네소타에서 사업할 일이 있으면은 이런 데서 이렇게 홍보해야 되나 봐요. 별의별 비즈니스가 다 있네요. 막 청소업체, 뭐 에어컨 업체, 뭐 배관 업체, 뭐 다 있어요. 없는 데가 없어요. 근데 좀 놀란 게 보통 한류 때문에 이런 데 오면은 한국 관련된 게 꼭 있는데 하나도 없어요. 코리안의 K자도 못 본 것 같아요 오늘. 밤이 되니까 경찰들이 이렇게 보초 쓰고 있어요.
I feel like every American movie has one of these places. This ride is so scary looking, Finn.
와 이거 진짜
It's
무섭다.
like Final Destination.
와! 오!
That's so scary.
Yeah, let's go, let's go. Okay. Come here, come here. 그 미국 뉴스에 이런 놀이공원에서 사고 관련 영상이 너무 많이 올라오기 때문에 저는 이런 거는 개인적으로 못할 것 같아요.
You know what's so funny? One of the fair games over there is called machine guns. They're just advertising machine guns.
저쪽에 게임 이름이 머신건인데 이 앞에서 경찰들이 머신건 들고 보초 쓰고 있어요.
There are so many security, police officer people here. Makes me more nervous.
아, 여기 경찰 진짜 많다. 여기 돌아다니다 보니까 경찰들이 굉장히 많은데 CO2로 그 후추탄 같은 걸 쏘는 걸 들고 계시더라고요. 아마 사람 많은 데서 잘못 범인을 향해서 쐈다가 여기 관통돼가지고 다른 사람 피해가면 안 되니까 좀 약한 무기들을 들고 다니는 것 같아요. 아시는 분들도 많이 계시겠지만 그 한국 뉴스에서도 많이 나왔던 조지 플로이드 사건의 그 배경이 여기 미니애폴리스거든요. 그래서 이거 시민들이 경찰을 그렇게 좋아하지 않아요. 와 이거 진짜 인텐스하다. 이거 어떻게 타지?
Last time we came here, the tickets were such a rip-off, right?
Yeah.
Let's see how much they cost. The ride we're looking at, it's 7 tickets, so that's $7. So for Jin and I to ride a single ride, $14.
I think this is the cheap one.
Highway robbery at its finest. Wow.
그리고 진짜 웃긴 게 뭔지 아세요? 이거 놀이기구 이름이 카미카제예요. 미국 사람들이 유쾌한 건지 역사를 모르는 건지 모르겠지만 진주만 공습한 그 자살 특공대 이름을 따라 지었어요. 미국인들이 돈 주고 카미카제를 타는 모습을 볼 줄이야.
Jin and I are pooped. We've been here for about 6 hours. We've walked almost 15,000 steps. We've met so many of you today. We tried a couple of good foods and saw so many awesome things today. I hope you guys enjoyed coming along with us, and we'll see you next time. Bye.